Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my beautiful friend Cath that I've been wanting to interview. So Cath is from Soul to Supper and she has been plant-based for
about 2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah.
So I wanted to interview Cath on why you went plant-based, how it's making you feel, what are your favourite things to make, what advice or tips have you got for other people? So
Okay.
let's start.
So I went plant-based about 2 years ago. I just wanted to do a really good cleanse. And I guess you're a big inspiration for me making that decision. But I just felt like I wanted to change what I was eating and just improve what I was eating. And because being a horticulturist and I specialise in growing food, I know the great benefits of healthy, fresh food, and I know how to grow food. So, and I love plants, like they're one of my favourite things. So for me, it was just logical to just decide to eat plants because I know how they're grown, I know what they contain. So yeah, it was such an easy thing. So I started just doing a cleanse, which I needed to go plant-based and raw for like 3 weeks, I think it was. And then I just felt so good, I stayed that way.
Yeah. So was you feeling sick before you went plant-based, or was you just like, did you not have any energy?
I felt really low on energy.
Yeah.
And I think it was after probably a combination of after menopause, and you know, I'd had major surgery 5 or 6 years ago, which sort of changed hormonal things. And I just felt like I needed to change something. And there was things I really wanted to take out of my diet, what I was eating. And about 4 years ago, I also was on a property and we had cattle. We had beef cattle. It was a whole, business thing. And when I got to know the cattle, I just couldn't eat. I couldn't eat animals.
I know.
They're just such beautiful creatures.
Yeah.
And so I cut out about 4 years ago any animals with 4 legs.
Yeah.
And
I think when you buy your meat from the shop and it's all wrapped up on trays and plastic, you disassociate from where it actually comes from.
Yeah.
It's just you're buying chicken, you don't actually associate it with the beautiful animal of a chicken or a cow. Or,
And I got really close to the cows, and they're such amazing creatures, and I was like, I can't eat them anymore.
And they all have personality.
They do. They've got really nice eyelashes.
I think every animal, like even birds, I remember many years ago we babysat my friend's bird.
Yeah.
And I had nothing to do with birds before that, but it had such personality. Like it spun me out at how this little thing had such a quirky little funny personality.
Even chickens do. I've had chickens in the past and they're like pets and they sit on your lap. So I just decided, okay, I just don't want to do that to animals anymore. That there's enough that our bodies can get to come out of the ground. Like we actually don't need to have any animal consume any animal products. Plants give us everything. They're grown all over the world. There's so many ways we can grow them and eat them and get everything that we need. So I was really happy with that decision.
That's awesome.
I love it.
And you're obviously feeling a lot better because you've stayed plant-based.
Yeah, I have. Sometimes I go off it. I do like cheese, and I like to travel to Europe. So there's times that I do enjoy cheese and a baguette. But that's okay. I just
sometimes look, every now and then I'll have to do cheese too if we go out somewhere and there's nothing on the menu apart from something with cheese in it. So you'll have to divert to that. But I think as long as you're doing the best that you can and so what was your main reasons? Was it for health or for the animals? Obviously first,
I think it was
the animal.
For both, but also it's probably my love for growing food really really helped that, because I love to grow different foods. I love to grow herbs and spices and try different things. And, for me to go out every meal I'm making and get greens, herbs, some vegetables, have citrus on my trees. I grow fruit trees. So, I've been doing that for a long time. It just was an obvious choice to do that.
I was actually saying in a video I made yesterday about how I'm high raw and it just my body thrives on it. So like when I pick like raw food or I'm just eating raw food, it's like grown from the sun and the water and from Mother Earth, and you eat it and it's just that high vibrational feeling, like it's
Has a high vitality level. I actually wrote an article on this.
Okay.
It's, anything that we grow, and if we pick it ourselves and eat it, and then the way we treat the food has really high vitality levels. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll dig that article out.
That would be
we'll
cool. Yes, we will. And because they're like, have you seen when people have done studies before and they've had, like, say, 2 apples and they've spoken really badly to an apple and then really lovingly to the other, and the one they've spoken badly to is like shriveled up and the other one's just like flourished.
There's tests around that, around growing plants as well.
Yeah, on how you treat it when you're growing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's good to grow some food. I always say to everyone, grow something that you're eating, because if you can grow that organically and you pick it just as you're going to eat it, it has its highest nutritional value, especially like your leafy greens and your herbs. So you want to be able to pick and eat them within that first hour. And then they're going to have all the nutrients and everything available for us to eat. So I think that's a really super important thing when you're being plant-based, is don't rely on the kale and the silver beet and the lettuce and things from the supermarket, because they don't have the nutrients in them.
Is that because it's been picked and then it's been transported?
It's been transported, refrigerated, sprayed. There's really nothing left in there except a bit of fibre.
Yeah, wow. That makes me want to really revamp my veggie garden again.
Yeah, I think grow your greens.
And herbs. Like, we've got our herbs going, because I find that's really easy to grow, and they're quite expensive to buy, aren't they? Like a bunch.
They are, and then
so
they just there's
just
nothing
wilt.
left in them when you buy them.
So I need to get my greens going. And what's some of the favourite things that you love to make?
Because I eat so many leafy greens and herbs, parsley's like one of my favourites, and there's a few different beautiful basils, different flavours in basil that I love, and chives. So I like making poke bowls, with some brown rice and quinoa as a base. With tofu, I've been working out tofu in my air fryer. So I'm
you got to tell these guys about it. What you've been doing?
I've been one of our other friends, Cath, told me about grating tofu. So just get out like your vegetable grater, grate the tofu, and then just marinate that in a little bit of olive oil and tamari, and then in the air fryer at 200 for about 4 or 5 minutes. Give it a little mix around with your fork and put it back in, and it comes out like really crispy. And that's delicious just on everything. And I've been using it, making the same, but crushing it with my hands, like crumbling into the marinade and into the air fryer again. And then I'll make a spaghetti bowl.
So like you're using it like a mince.
Using it like mince. And
what flavour? Like
I put a little bit of tamari and olive oil and some salt and pepper. And sometimes I use sesame oil, and that just gives it a really nice crispy kind of nutty flavour. And my son, even, I didn't tell him what was in it. He knew it wouldn't have been meat, and he said, "Mum, this is like a chicken bolognese," and he absolutely loved it.
That's awesome. So, that's so good.
Yes, I'm trying different things with tofu. I do eat a lot of beans. Like I'll make like mexi beans, 4-bean mix just for lunch with lots of greens and salad in it. I roast a lot of veggies. So I just try different things, and I enjoy experimenting with food, especially foods that I've got coming out of the garden, and different herbs. Like at the moment I've got lots of Thai basil, so I think, what can I make with Thai basil? Just so much flavour out of the garden. So grow something. It just makes this process so much better. If you're going to eat plants, eat the best plants, and the best plants are homegrown.
And it is
definitely.
Like I have a small garden, you've got a small garden. So you don't need like acres to grow food. You just need, like I've got like an orange, apple, lemon, banana trees, a pawpaw tree, I've got heaps of fruit trees, and then my
Or your
herb
salad
garden.
and things, you only need small
yeah.
containers. And if you grow, like I grow a lot of microgreens, which are those small little tiny leaves in little trays, and then you just cut those and sprinkle them on everything.
Do you grow them outside or inside?
I grow those inside.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just in a well-lit spot inside.
Yeah.
Or on the patio, so they're not getting direct sun.
Yeah.
But then there's your greens all the time. You can throw those in your juices, you can sprinkle them over dishes, in your salads, and
yeah,
so they're really handy. They're full of flavour and they're packed with nutrients.
Yeah, I was going to say they're pretty
so
nutritional.
Sprouts are also great. You're just sprouting in jars.
Yeah.
That's easy, and especially if you've got kids, they're fun because they're quick. Within a couple of days you can eat them. But again, it's that new life that comes out of a seed has so much life in it, because when the seed germinates, it's coming out of the embryo. That's the first part of the life, and those first new leaves are packed with so much. So
really
if you can eat foods that way, or foods that are just picked straight away and put in a meal and you're eating them, it's the best.
Yeah, you're really inspiring me. And
we'll do a session in your
we're
garden.
going to have to. And you know, like there's like the myth about protein. You know, you've got to eat meat for protein. That's what
I keep hearing that from people.
But
but there's so many ways to get your protein in. And I think for me, I combine it. So I'll have like some beans, some edamame, some tofu. I love using a really good nutritional yeast. So I put that into a lot of dishes. Like if I'm making, like I have like a Mexi bean dish, I'll put a good tablespoon of that through. And then you've got your tofu, your beans, your rice, your quinoa.
Yeah.
That's all protein.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any issues with protein. I've been to the doctor because I've had other checkups, and she's actually checked that and said if you've got, you know, enough muscle mass and your body is functioning and your energy levels are high, you're getting enough protein.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my indicator now that I'm getting enough.
There's protein in plants though, isn't there?
Yeah, your
Probably
leafy
small.
greens.
Yeah.
But again, I would be saying eat as fresh as you can. If you're going to eat plants, eat, because the nutrients do diminish, except in the plants that are like that fruit. So an example is if a plant flowers and then you get a fruit, whether it's a tomato, an actual fruit, or a tomato, a zucchini, a pumpkin, it's the plant still has a flower and then a fruit developing from that flower. They're high in vitamin C, and their nutrients increase at ripening. So they're okay to pick and store. So if you're growing some tomatoes, I always pick them just as they start to show a little bit of red, and then I ripen indoors. They're high in vitamin C, so their nutrients increase. But it's the greens and the herbs that, say your kale, lettuce, silver beet, anything else that you're actually eating the foliage of the plant, broccoli, even cauliflower, those, because they're not developing into a fruit. We're eating the flower head of which is the broccoli plant. That diminishes. So if you want to get the best out of it, still have something that you've grown. So I'd be great. Like if you're growing kale, get kale in. Yeah,
that is so easy to grow too. And I find like when you chop it, it grows back more as well.
Yeah, the plant keeps growing.
It's like lettuce is the same. You chop your leaves off and it just keeps going.
Leaves.
I actually find, especially with my herbs and that too, the more I chop at the plant, the more it grows.
Yeah.
If I don't chop at it, it doesn't seem to grow. What's with
most
that?
plants do that because they're regenerating. So with like your kale and lettuces and plants that even broccoli, because you can eat the small broccoli leaves, you don't have to wait just for the head to develop. They're regenerating, so you take the outside leaves and they'll keep growing up in the center. It's like I've been cut back. It's like I've been cut back. I will keep growing.
Yeah.
So, grow your lettuce and just take the outer leaves as you need them and let your lettuce keep growing.
Yeah, and then it's just fresh, and it's so cheap, isn't it?
So much cheaper, so much easier. I would not buy
that
stuff.
Anyway,
I don't. And if I don't have, if I want to make a salad or something, I will use my base, like say I want to make like a 4-bean or a 3-bean mix, which I love getting those organic tins, using the beans and then just adding what I've got. So I think, okay, I want an oniony flavour, I'll get spring onion or leek. I'll have a little leek. I love growing leeks. They're so delicious grown. Yep, and they're small. chop them up. There's my onion base.
Yeah.
And then I'll add my greens, and I'll just pick leaves from whatever's growing. And then I'll add in maybe some other veggies I have, like a cucumber or a carrot. I grate those, some capsicum, whatever I have, and then just go for whatever else is in the garden then for flavour.
Yeah.
Basil, spring onions, coriander, like there's so many things. So just really looking at what's in the garden, what's in the kitchen, and then how can I make a meal from that.
Yeah, yum. Do you combine herbs? Because I love coriander, mint and basil together.
Yeah.
Chop it up really fine and put it through my
Definitely.
salad, and
Yeah.
it's just delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
And
my
you can
three.
make a like a salsa verde, which is like a sauce out of finely chopped herbs with a little bit of olive oil and balsamic, and then almost mush up, really finely chop your herbs, and then mix it in, and then that's a really nice dressing.
Yum.
Yeah, so lots of herbs. They're just amazing for
Yes.
us, vitamins and minerals. So yeah, use your plants well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Thanks for that. Have you still got your Grow Health course?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Cath's link below. Do you want to tell these guys about your Grow Health course?
So, as I specialise, I'm a horticulturist, qualified horticulturist, but I specialise in therapeutic horticulture, which means that we use gardening and growing food for our well-being. So it's good for our mental and our physical health, our emotional well-being. So we focus on physical health, emotional and mental health, and social well-being in all of our programs. And they're available for anyone, but anyone that wants to grow food and nurture their well-being at the same time. I've got my Grow Health program on my website. So
Yeah, we'll put
It
the link
just-
below for that. Yeah.
just goes through the steps to grow your food, but also mindfulness in the garden, looking after your body, looking after your emotional well-being through the therapeutic benefits of gardening and growing food.
Do you reckon your emotional and mental well-being has improved from going on a plant-based diet? Do you notice a
Yes,
difference in
I
that?
noticed my clarity in my thinking. That was one big thing that I noticed. Actually, I had a lot of energy, but I was able to think clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for longer, to sustain that through the day.
Yeah.
So
And what about your energy? Like, just your general energy and that. Like, do you find being on a plant-based diet, you have a lot more energy than what you did before, or?
at times, yes, but I've always had a lot of energy and been very active. So I think for me, it's working on my mental health and keeping that healthy all the time is really important to me, as well as my physical. And I think definitely combining good foods and growing your foods and being connected in nature.
Yeah.
That's, my constant
Yeah.
is that connection to nature and other people, and using good foods. That sort of helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something special. Like, I'm not the best gardener, but there is something special about going out and tending to your garden. I always talk to my plants as well and go and love on them, and I think I'm a crazy plant lady. I'm sure people think I'm crazy. But I go out and love on them, and I thank them when I take something from them.
Be
And
grateful for them.
But yeah, like, it's just something like you feel like so connected to Mother Nature. You feel connected to the plant on like a real deep spiritual level, I think.
And we
don't
need
you?
that for our emotional well-being. The biggest factor to maintain good mental health is connection. So connection with others and connection with living things.
Yeah.
So by being around other people in a healthy environment and a healthy relationship, good friendships and good relationships.
Like
and
this
then
one.
like us, good long-term healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And also that connection with nature, being in it. So, in my therapeutic programs, and I know I'm getting off track here, but I'll get
you're
there.
right. No, you're right.
We work on a passive engagement in nature, which is what we're doing now, sitting in a natural environment with someone else. Excuse me, is so good for our emotional well-being, but actively engaged in nature. So it's having that passive engagement, the active engagement, which might be walking, swimming, yoga, running, gardening, hiking, mountain bike riding, like doing any of those physical activities in nature is so good to maintain good mental health.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
absolutely
super
agree.
important. And then food comes back to that. And if you can grow it, you're getting the added bonus of the good benefits by growing the food and then eating it. It's like extra.
It's really rewarding, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. Just going outside and
Yeah.
collecting, gathering what you need, and
Eating that lovely meal, something better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. And you can do it in pots too, can't you? Because
Yeah.
like some people are renting,
Yeah.
they don't have their own home. I have to do mine in pots because of the soil.
Yeah, I do lots of container
yeah.
growing. I find them better, a lot of
Yeah.
things better. I have my fruit trees even in large bags, big grow bags.
Okay.
Can
you buy them online, or
Yeah,
are
you
they
can.
Bunnings or something?
People can contact me
Yeah.
if they need to know about
Yeah.
that. But
All right, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So is there any tips or anything else before we end? Is there anything you want to share? Anything that we haven't covered that you can think of?
I would say don't pressure yourself too much to do everything.
Yeah.
I feel like some people, and this is going off another track, is don't read into too much what everyone else is doing. Like find good support. Like I found you to guide me and help me, and that was an amazing inspiration. But I don't read of actually going off social media, but that's a whole nother conversation we're having. But don't believe everything you read online, and go with what's in your heart and your soul with everything that you do.
Yeah,
trust yourself, but don't try and take in too much information from so many people that may confuse you about what you should be doing.
Yeah, because so conflicting, isn't it? And
So
even when I studied nutrition, like we learnt that the studies on things were 10 years behind.
Yeah.
And you can always find information on something for or against. So like you say,
Go
I
simple.
love that.
Just stay simple with it, and go with what you feel like your body needs. I know what my body needs, and that's a lot of plants and a lot of fresh plants and homegrown. So I just eat loads of that, and that's when I feel my best.
Yeah, and my body feels it. If I eat something, like if I eat a lot of processed foods or cooked foods, I don't feel as energized, but when I eat a lot of raw plants, I feel super energized. I feel different.
Yeah.
Do you notice the same?
Yeah, I do,
Like
definitely.
listening to your body.
Yeah, when I eat more of what I'm growing, and if I don't eat as much of it, I feel like I crave it. Like I just go out to my garden and eat. I pick things and walk around just eating constantly because I just feel like I like picking beans and picking some lettuce and then picking a tomato with a piece of basil and eating that as I go. I fill myself up that way.
Yeah. The only thing I find is the bugs. Like what's a natural thing you can put on your plants without chemicals to get rid of the little bugs? I have a lot of grasshoppers in my garden.
Yeah, there's grasshoppers everywhere.
Yeah, and I like to share my food with the animals.
Plants.
But,
so put in plants that will deter them, like marigolds. So grow marigolds and other plants. Mix your plants together. So you've got like some scented herbs with your leafy greens, some chives, some spring onions, different flavours and textures just help to confuse them all a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there anything else, or do you think we've covered everything?
I think we've covered everything.
Thank you so much for coming
You're
and having a
welcome.
chat.
I love it. It's nice to be with the sun coming up.
I know, how beautiful is this?
Down
What
at
a
the
magic
beach in the
spot.
morning.
So anyway, I've been wanting to do this for ages, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, I'm going to pop Cath's information below just in case you're interested in having a look at Cath's stuff. It's pretty awesome if you're wanting to grow your own food. And thanks for watching us. Bye.